Hey, Pumpkin Love. Both names are cute. Why'd you change Mountain Doomy? Pumpkin Love. That one's funny. That's a good name. Oh, very cool. Let me make sure I'm following you because I like to watch. Pumpkin Love. I think I am because I think your icon looks familiar. Yeah, I am following you. Okay. So yeah, if you're gonna be streaming and I catch you, I'll watch your stream too. Yeah, I always double check because I can never remember. Sometimes my memory is not so good. So I just double check and make sure that I'm following. Especially other streamers. So it's always good to let me know if you're streaming so that I can follow. Cool, cool. So what are you up to? It's good timing. I just signed on. The offline banner. Is the video still up? I can go watch the past video. Let me check real quick. Videos. The WoW art 2 days in a row video. Yeah, I'll take a look. Well, Elder Scrolls Elseworld looks pretty dang cool. Yeah, so I'll have to watch this. That'll be good. I'll watch this later tonight. Before bedtime. Yeah, honestly, I haven't streamed very much. So recently I've been doing some Uber driving and some Lyft driving. So I've been doing that at night and in the morning. So I've been a bit too tired to stream. But over the next couple weeks, I think I can maybe get back up to streaming. It's going to be late at night again. So you haven't missed much. You haven't missed much. Like, what was I working on last time you were here? Werewolf? Or something else? Oh my gosh, an autosave already? The kobold. Oh my gosh, you've been away for months. Do you follow my Instagram? If you do not follow my Instagram, I can open up the files that I've done since the kobold if you want to see what's been happening. Alright, yeah, I've got some interesting ones since the kobold, so let me open up some. Since the kobold, wow, you've been gone for a long time. You know, I think it's probably easier if I open up my own Instagram and just show you from there. So, One moment, please. Are you Shonda? Someone just followed me. I bet it's you. You must be there, right? So yeah, I've been keeping busy. So if you scroll down to the the kobold is the last one. Oh, that's right, the commission. Yeah. So since then, there's Emotep. There's this roving mauler. That's that lion-looking creature with the 5 legs. So he's pretty funky. And then I did a saber-toothed tiger climbing out of a pit. And last week I did the werewolf. So they take me about a week each. Thank you very much. It seems like every project I do, there's always a period of uncertainty. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can make it look good. And then somehow, by the time it gets to the end, everything kind of pulls together. But every piece I draw, I always have that period of uncertainty. Like this one right here is like right now. This is my period of uncertainty. But I will say, you just got to keep going, you know? And not that I'm trying to teach or instruct, but I have realized that if I kind of just have faith in myself, that, and as long as I'm trying to do the best that I can, it'll usually look pretty good, you know? And then I'm getting better all the time. So I try to have faith. Have faith that I'll make it look okay. Yeah, you just kind of have to sometimes. And honestly, I was doing some warm-up before I started streaming on this drawing right here. And it was starting to look so good. I'm like, man, I got to stream. This is looking pretty good. So I actually erased it, and then just so that I can start over. I wasn't too far along, but it's just little detail stuff. Tavashri, how are you doing, man? Oh, you know, yep, I see it. I'm changing it now. But what are you talking about? It's a werewolf, can't you tell? Violet fungus. Okay. It's fixed. Yeah, this is a cute little werewolf. A werewolf can be anything I want it to be, right? Now, violet fungi. I really didn't know what I was going to do with this either, because I prefer to draw, or I just have always drawn creatures. And I'm like, fungi, what can I do to make this interesting? And then I thought, you know what, for me it's going to be like the fungal forest. And honestly, if you draw mushrooms, you can draw mushrooms that look like anything. So then I realized I can just do whatever I want. Maybe, we'll see. Yeah, I was doing a little bit of research before this, and some of them, like there are mushrooms out there that look like brains. They're so distorted, they're really weird. I don't like that. A lot of them are traditional looking, just weird colors. But then in this little fantasy setting, you know, they can really be anything. Yeah, I was researching like poisonous mushrooms. And they popped up in that article. Tavashri, what are you up to? And Pumpkin Love, how are your classes? Did you just start a new semester? You'll have to refresh my memory too. Like, how far along are you? Work while you lurk. Yep. Third year, okay. What's your major? Pumpkin, what's your major? Oh, that's an interesting one. So I don't think we've talked about your school before, because I do not remember that. So what do you want to do after you graduate? Where do you want to start researching? Roman Empire stuff. Ooh, that sounds cool. The older I get, the more fascinated I am with ancient history. And I really wish there was more information on the really, really ancient cities, you know, 10,000 years plus, 8,000 years plus. I'm dying to know more about what happened back then. But no one knows. Tug Z Clan, how you doing? So McJuggernuggets on YouTube. What are you telling us? What about McJuggernuggets on YouTube? just shows that we're still learning. Yeah, I'm kind of believing that there was some kind of, I tend to believe now there was a flood. I'm kind of believing that there was a mini ice age and something. I know that they think perhaps a comet exploded over Canada and melted a lot of the ice pretty quickly, and that might be the Great Flood that everyone talks about. It actually makes sense, so, but I'd like to know more. Yeah, right? For most of my life, I thought it was just a Christian thing. But then, really, the last 5 years, I started hearing that it was in all kinds of mythologies. Like, that's fascinating. Tell me more. Yeah, I totally agree. So that's why I think you're in a fascinating time to go into archaeology. You're going to figure it out for us. Or at least figure it out so that we have more questions to ask for the next 100 years. It's your destiny. Yeah, I'll see you on TV and they'll be like, oh, here's Dr. So-and-so with the latest theories on archaeological discoveries and the origin of man. And I'll be like, no way, that's pumpkin love. That's right. I'd be like, I know that famous doctor. I'll be able to talk louder in just a few minutes. The house is winding down. Then I'll be able to shut the door and be loud. I have to check. Hold on just a second. Oops. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, my dear. So I think in a couple minutes, even though I just started, I'm going to take a little break just to get the dogs down. Because I'd rather put them to sleep so I don't have to worry about them later. Because it's funny, my pug, my girl pug, her body language, I can tell when she's like, she really wants to go in her own bed. Yeah, I have 2 pugs. And they typically sleep. They're pretty good about sleeping while I'm streaming. But like I said, the girl pug's body language, I can tell she's getting frustrated and she wants to go to bed. Okay, so I'm going to take a real quick break. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Hello, hello, I'm back. Anouk is here too. All right. Hello. Hello, Anouk. Haven't seen you in I don't know, a week and a half? I haven't been on much. That would be why. Yeah, I've been, I had to do a lot of Uber and Lyft driving this past week. So I was driving late at night, and then I was taking advantage of the morning specials. So I was driving in the morning too. So it kind of made it pretty darn difficult to stream. Because then any free time I had just during the middle of the day, I kind of had to do for the graphic design work. So... but hopefully in another week or two, things will settle down and I can come back to streaming pretty much every night. I'm trying. But I'm happy to be streaming tonight. So, Pumpkin, are you still there? I wanted to ask, what do you think of, I don't know his name, but it's Graham. I'm sure you probably know his name, but he speaks a lot about ancient, potential ancient civilizations 14,000 years ago. Graham something. I can't remember his name. But do you ever listen to his documentaries on YouTube and stuff? Life has to come first. Yeah, unfortunately it does. Hopefully in my life, sometime, life will be the drawing. That's what I would love to do, because I would love to do this all the time. Working hard, trying to. Who knows? Graham Hancock, yeah, that's him. So do you listen to his stuff? Not that he's a scientist, but you know, with an open mind, he has some interesting ideas. Yeah, I'd love to do it full time. I really would. So Graham, he repeats stuff. He kind of says the same thing over and over and over, but it's still interesting. So the gist is he's done some research. So I don't know what he started off as. He might have started off as a journalist. So he's kind of one of those journalists that found a niche in sort of like metaphysical, different archaeological. Zero's here too. I'm getting a lot of people. Actually, I wonder if Zero's set up for auto host. He might be. Yeah, he's a journalist. So, you know, I mean, sometimes I have to believe that he's doing this to get his books, but it doesn't matter. It's still interesting stuff. So, he's interesting. Interesting to listen to. Tavastri, I know, right? We should all be allowed to draw full time. How can we get there? How can we all get there so that we can do it? Hey, Zero. Yeah, you know what? A little bit earlier today. Wow, actually, it's a lot of bit earlier today. You're right. You're right. I am so out of whack on what time it is, it's throwing me off. But yeah, I had the opportunity and I'm like, you know what? I really want to draw right now. So yeah, we're getting a pretty good crowd tonight. The gang's all here. Yeah, it is. It's kind of, you know, we were just talking about it. You know, life has to come first, so trying to pay the bills, and the Uber's allowing me to do that right now, Uber and Lyft. But gosh darn it, I was really getting sort of, what do I want to say, you know, kind of annoyed or just missed streaming. I wanted to get back on streaming. So here I am. I'll be on as much as I can. Just know, guys, that if I disappear, I'm definitely coming back. So just have patience. I will be back. Yeah, doing both. You get frustrated doing big drawings like this. You know, it's drawing is like exercise. It takes endurance. So start small and slowly work your way up to larger illustrations. But I totally know what you mean. It's daunting to think that you've got a big illustration to do. But yeah, start small and work your way up. You really do need to condition yourself to be able to do anything for a long time. That's part of the practice, is doing the patience to stick with something that long. You know, Zero, do they, Uber's everywhere, right? So what about Lyft? Is Uber and Lyft where you're at? Now that I've done it for, you know, about a month or whatever, I actually would recommend it. It's working out pretty good. Even if it's only temporary, it's working out pretty good. And Emotep, like I said, the gang's all here. Who are we missing? I know Bodhi said he'll stop by. And Nightbot, look at that, everyone's here. Even Nightbot. Good old Nightbot. Oh, well, yeah. Now, I don't know about Uber. Lyft has a car alternative that you can kind of get cars from them. So, but you need the license, of course. Anouk, you're talking about the driving. You know, it's something that is not for everyone, but you can make okay money. Let's put it that way. Early Uber drivers and early Lyft drivers were making a decent living, and nowadays I'm pulling in some money that's going to pay my bills. But you always have to reduce, you know, what you make and balance it out for how much wear and tear you're putting on your car and stuff like that. But it still has potential. You can still make a living just driving. I can say that with first-hand experience now. Of course, it depends on how much money you need. And I am supplementing the driving with my graphic design, so it's like my total picture is okay, but it would be really tough to do it just with the driving. Yeah, Zero. So first off, sorry if you've been hospitalized recently. I hope not, but it sounds like maybe you have. But yeah, man, if you can get there and get the license and do that, I actually would recommend it. Especially if you enjoy driving. You know, I enjoy driving, and I really don't mind driving other people. I mean, the reality is I've always driven my family, I've always driven my kids and my wife and everything, so it's not that big of a deal for me. So it's kind of a natural fit for me. And if I have to drive, but it'll let me draw more, then I think I will do that. So Zero, I was for a while, stopped eating and sleeping, almost died. What? Home now, thankfully. Okay, I'm glad you're here, Zero. I'm glad you pulled through and you're here. So it's good to have you back. And Anouk, how often do you get horrible people though? I do not drive late night, so I haven't had any horrible people. I've had all great people. So no complaints about the people yet. But like I said, I don't do that late shift because I don't want to pick up the drunks. Yeah, those lines are kind of going all over the place. Good to hear, Zero. What percentage of people talk to me? I would say well, I don't really know a percentage. I would say most of the women don't want to talk, and I pick up like 25% women, maybe even more. The other night I picked up all women, and like I said, most don't want to talk. Sometimes they're busy. Sometimes they're busy looking at their phone or whatever. But most don't want to talk. But like I had a passenger just the other day. We had good conversation. So I drove her for pretty much an hour, close to an hour. So I mean, of course we're gonna talk a little bit. But she was open. She was normal. I've had some pretty good conversations with some guys and stuff. So I would say like 50% of the people might talk. And less than 50% want to have like an interesting conversation. I think too, a lot of people are just sort of shy to talk to a stranger. And I don't push the talk at all. Like if I sense that they want to be quiet, it's like, I don't even, it's not my job to try to get them to talk necessarily. Although when they do, we have a good talk. Zero, what do you like? Like what types of entertainment or locations or stuff, and then I can tell you if we have something like that here in San Diego. I mean, San Diego is beautiful for the weather, so if you're out here during the summer, I mean, there's all kinds of cool beaches to go to. We have a world famous zoo, so that's always good to go to. The nightlife is I think, very good. But you know, it's not the best. I think there are other cities that might have really, you know, much more of a party style nightlife. But we still have a couple areas which are pretty happening. Some areas are laid back, so it's a lot of variety in nightlife. Yeah, Lyft. I heard of that. You know, for a while people were saying, "Oh yeah, offer candy and stuff. People will tip more." And I haven't done that. Haven't gone down that route yet. I did ask my very first passenger. I go, "Yeah, I've heard of this story about tips and or leave candy and all that kind of stuff." And he actually said, "You know what? I use Lyft all the time. I've never even seen that." So, cafe, museum, and beach kind of person. So, like I said, we have some excellent beaches. At least I think they're okay. I don't know if they're world-class beaches, to be honest, but they're good. I like them. You know, they're probably not going to be as good as European or Mediterranean tourist spots, honestly, but they're still pretty nice beaches. And we have plenty of cafes. So again, maybe not as good as European cafes, to be honest, but they're still pretty cool. Some of them are pretty quaint and have some nice character to them. Shelby Wall 98. Welcome aboard. Thank you for that follow. And museums, we have some good museums, so there would definitely be something to keep you occupied there. I know we have a Museum of Man. I know we have a Science and Space Museum. We have a Air and Space Museum. And we have some more. There's a big one I can't think of. Gosh, I see it. It's right in my face, right in my mind's eye, but I can't remember. So there's a place called Balboa Park, which has probably like 12 museums. A lot of them are really small and obscure, but some of them are mainstream. So there's plenty of museum stuff to see. I did, and I did a werewolf after that, so I will show you. There be the werewolf. Oh, no, that's the saber-toothed tiger. Well, you should get Instagram again. Just follow me. So there's the saber-toothed tiger. I have to say, this one turned out really nice. A print of this. Let me think here. I have to go to my website. I actually have pricing now. I think if you want a sketch card, it's $10. And if you want a 5x7, it's $20. Let me go triple check, make sure I'm telling you the right amounts. So I have a Keepers of the Faith page on my website. And it's going to, let me see here. I think I did this. Keepers of, no. I remember now. Keepers of the Faith. Right? Okay, so if you go on that link, that's going to be my Patreon levels. And it's also going to be the patron levels for anyone on Twitch. And I spent some time to make sure that they were equal on both platforms, so that way no one feels like, hey, I get more on Twitch or I get more on Patreon or whatever. Okay, so what this page tells us is it really, you have to get to that. Let me see, where is it? Yeah, so $10 of donation, whether it's no, $10 in donation. So bits, donations, you know, money in any form. Then you can join the trading card club of the month. So you would get the trading card club, the 2.5 by, no, it's actually 2.5 by 3.5. It's not 2.5 by 5. It's 2.5 by 3.5. So I've got a typo there. And that's in a full month. So you could do $10 in a full month and you'll get a free card and you can pick up which one you want it to be and I will send it to you. And it's additional charge for international shipping. And then for $20 you get the 5x7, same deal. And you can, you know, if you were to do $20 every month, then you get a free 5x7 every month too. So $10 plus shipping. Yeah, no problem, no problem. No rush, of course. They will always be here if you ever want them. And then, so the next one I'll show is the werewolf. Finished the werewolf a few days ago because I wanted something a little more in your face. Yeah, I've been working on the business and the pricing and stuff and trying to be prepared. I did it just in time. The other night I had a fellow come on and he wanted a full-blown commission and the 18 by 24 poster and all this good stuff. And he still wants it, but he had to delay just for a little bit. But I think he'll want that too. So here's the werewolf. My bloody, bloody werewolf. Yeah, see? Yeah, I was pretty happy with this too. Well, when you're ready, it's here. The posters are kind of expensive, I will admit, buying it through but they're quality. So they're archival prints. They're supposed to last like 100 years or something like that. So they're really good quality, but they're on the expensive side. Like the 18 by 24 is $96 plus the shipping. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with the werewolf. Adding the blood just was awesome. I wasn't even thinking of blood until I was almost done with the pencils, and I'm like, oh, I've got to put blood on this. Heck yeah. So. All right. Back to drawing shrooms. Yeah, you can never have enough blood on a werewolf, right? You know, I have to say, I'm glad to be back streaming, and I'm very glad you're all here tonight. You know, I hear other streamers, and I don't want to insult anyone, but other streamers are like, hey, I love you guys, or I missed you guys, and I actually know what they're talking about now. So I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad you guys are here. So thanks for staying up late, or waking up early and saying hi and hanging out. Yeah, and Pumpkin, you're pretty late, right? I don't. What are you? I forget. How many hours ahead of you are you from me? Is it just one? You're glad I'm back too. Well, thank you, Anouk. Oh yeah, okay, so you're only an hour off. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, I don't know if you were on when I was telling about, yeah, we just talked about it. So because of the Uber and the Lyft, I haven't really had streamed very much this past week at all. So, but no, it's fine. I hope. For a while, I thought I was going to start streaming a lot earlier, and there's always a little bit of chance for that, but now with the job going the way it is, and it's going to be changing so that I'm going to be working a little bit earlier in the night, which means streaming is probably going to stay late. So my streaming schedule is probably not going to change for a while like I thought it might. Yeah, I wouldn't want you to stay up too late either, Pumpkin. I think that's like extra cute, just calling you Pumpkin. It's like you're my daughter. Oh, Pumpkin. You might stay a while. Zero, as always, you're welcome to stay as long as you want or as short as you want. I'm glad you keep coming back. So really, that's what matters to me is, you know, come and go as you want to, and hopefully I'll be here when you want to come back. I think Twitch is in my blood, so I will always be back. So even if I have a long pause, just trust that I'll be back, guys. Yep. So I will try to keep you entertained so that it's worth your time. I think that's one thing I feel is a challenge for me. Because when I'm drawing, you know, when I start doing detail work, like what I'm doing now, you know, it's going to take me hours and hours and hours to finish a drawing. So I have to admit, sometimes I'm surprised you guys stick around as much as you do. Because, you know, it's some tedious work. It's got to be pretty boring to watch. But here you are. So thank you. I like that everyone gets something different out of the stream. That excites me. watch and follow along or draw along. For most streamers, it isn't about what you are doing, it's that you are doing it. It's a mood stream, helps me calm down once after a long day. Absolutely, I'm glad. And it's definitely a stream I like to watch to help improve my art. I feel like I can always get tips. Yeah, you guys are great. You're very generous. Thank you very much. I have to be careful because I'll think I'm like I know what I'm doing or something. So if I ever get egotistical, you guys just slap me upside the head and make sure you keep me grounded. I won't get egotistical. I think I'm very humble. Heck yeah! Gotta love D&D. It's getting kind of cold here. I don't wear this robe to be like my signature, because I know some streamers will wear a hat and that's their signature and whatever, but I wear the robe because it helps keep me warm. But I sure look frumpy. Yeah, it's a robe. Playing a one shot, playing as mice, trying to get the cheese. It is a hoodie. It's a hoodie. Yeah, look, see? I can get away with it, right? I know. Now that I've told you guys it's a robe, you're like, oh my god, the guy's in his PJs drawing all the time. Let's see, for me, they could be terrible at what they are doing, and I'll still watch if they have a good personality. Lucky for you, you have a good personality and you're good at what you're doing. All right. Thank you, Anouk. Once you hit 1,000 subs, you won't be able to follow chat as much, so we won't be able to let you know anyway. You know what? I promise to follow chat. Especially when you guys talk directly to me, you know. Plus, you know, chat can talk to other chats. So I know that's another way of meeting people. Glad to make you laugh, Zero. Absolutely. Yeah, certain kind of artists would wear a robe anywhere. I'm not quite that eccentric. So. See, Zero, this is why we're glad you're back. You're among friends. You can relax and have a good time. A scarf, now I would wear a scarf and a beret. I like berets. I would wear more hats if hats were more fashionable. That doesn't mean I'd look good in a hat, but I would wear more hats. Yeah, Pumpkin, you're lazy, so you wear your robe everywhere. Yeah, it's too convenient, right? People look at you like you're crazy for wearing a beanie in the summer. Yeah, well, in the hot, hot summer. C0, all right. Glad you're here. I'm really glad you came here tonight. Really, really glad. Well, Pumpkin, you know, that's something about most women. They have a hard time staying warm. You can get warm, but it's a hard time staying warm. I wear a poncho everywhere. Inside. Yes, inside what? What are you talking about? Yep, so you're influencing, you're impacting people around you. Now, a poncho, Mexican style poncho or rain style poncho? You wear it because it's just comfortable, I bet. Is that Cyberberia? What do you mean by that, CBI-Beria? The winter is brutal? Oh, yeah. You want to try that again, Emotep? Looks like you said the same word twice. Kobija? Is that a real word? It's a Kobija blanket? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, okay. I understand, Zero. Okay. And it's a blanket with a hole in it. Okay. Yep. I've seen those. That sounds super comfortable to me. I'm going to be a broken record, but I'm glad I'm here tonight. Mm-hmm. Victory Bell. I gotta look that up. So like that. Did I miss an image? So, let's see. Whatever you do, don't live in the north. Pumpkin Love can't unsee what? The Victreebel Pokemon? Let's see, do I ever erase or do you just go with the flow? You know, it comes and goes. I used to hate erasing because I always felt like I shouldn't erase. I should draw lightly and just slowly get darker and darker. And maybe I'll get back to there. But especially since I've started digital, I will erase now much more. It's much more common that I might erase if I really don't like something. I think that's one of the things that you have to learn to do as an artist is don't keep drawing when that little voice in your head is telling you it's not right. You know, sometimes you'll draw and you don't know it's not right, and that's okay, you're still learning. But when you are drawing and that little voice is in your head saying, you know, you got to fix this, then that's the point where I'm finally, you know, in this past few months of being online, I'm like, I will erase it and start over. So the ironic thing is as I learn to be better, I'm more comfortable with erasing. Sometimes when I'm putting the lines on the paper though, I'm kind of going with it just to see. And then I know I can go back to it later on and change things if I want or get rid of it. Zero, go get out the paper and draw some mushrooms, man. What was that? Wrong thing. Cancel. You guys ever watch the TV show The Monkees? There's something about this top. It reminds me of like the Monkees hairstyle. So this is going to be my Monkees violet fungus. He's a hip and happening fungus. He's a fun guy. I keep thinking Davy Jones. We'll call this fungus Davy Jones. Briar tuck. Briar tuck? Friar tuck? I don't know what the hairstyle is called though. Yeah, see, I should give him the bald spot right there. I like briar tuck. See, briar was the briar patch. In the sound of the south, the rabbit would retreat into the briar patch. So maybe underground, instead of a briar patch, it's a briar forest with the fungi. Yeah, like I was saying before, when I started working on this one, I realized I could do whatever I want with these little fungus. So that's what I'm going to do. Just kind of like goof around and we'll see what comes up. I don't really have a plan. I'm just going to keep adding little details. So it's kind of different. A different way for me to draw, to just kind of like say, just keep adding stuff and see what happens. But like I've said many times, every drawing I have a new goal. So that was kind of my goal this time around. A fun guy who got the briar tuck hair. Yep. These fungi. It's great or terrible. How's it terrible? The fungi scare you, but not as much as your worst fear. Well, after this drawing's done, any fungi you see going forward will remind you of this cool picture. And you'll be like, yeah, they're not scary. They're kind of cute. This guy sort of looks like a face in a way. Or Mr. Potato Head. That's what it is. He looks like a Mr. Potato Head to me. I couldn't quite place it till just then. No cross-eyed potato head. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of tough when you don't know what to put down. Kawaii teapot with hair. Yeah, huh, right? Got that little handle right here. I should do some kind of, I don't know. But we need to add something so it's not quite so obvious. Something like that. You had a nightmare about fungi. That actually does sound pretty scary. Now you know, Zero. Now you know. This is your home. So I expect you to be here next time. I know it's my fault. If I can be consistent, it'd be a lot easier for folks to find me. Oh, autosave. So tell me, guys, now I got a question for you. So a little bit of a subject change because it just came to my mind. I was talking earlier about how it's surprising that you guys watch for so long. But tell me the truth. Do you kind of lurk? Like, do you multitask? Are you guys doing something else while we're drawing and talking? Or are you guys doing just the stream? Like, what do you normally do? Do you multitask or do like focus on one thing? All right, so I think I'm going to have to erase this guy, or as I finish him, maybe he won't look quite so much like a teapot handle. So let's add a little stock there. See if we can break up that tangent because it does look like a teapot. Tavashri, I knew your answer before I asked the question. Yep. Okay, pumpkin, I see that. Cool, cool. I hope the music doesn't put you to sleep. Depends on what day it is. Only on Wednesday you're multitasking. Other than that, I listen mostly because I'm watching TV or looking up something. Okay. Good stuff. Anouk rarely multitasks because you like to watch it slowly progress. Yeah, it's slowly progressing, all right. And if I ever talk too much, you guys should let me know that too. There's a couple streamers. I don't know if there's a couple. I always get sort of bummed when I want to watch someone draw and another artist, but they're really in talking mode. So, like, I don't mind talking, but I want to keep going. And I know sometimes the other artists will talk, and then they kind of stop drawing because they want to talk. They're in a talking mood. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Most great art does. It always takes time. And I will admit, tonight I'm in a I want to go slow mode anyway. So some of the other drawings I've been doing, I don't want to rush them, but I'm all like, I want to hurry up and get past this phase so I can get to the next phase and then to the next phase. With this one, I'm kind of like, I want to go nice and slow on this one. Because one of the goals is just to have more line work, and I don't know if it's going to work. I'm doing some experimental stuff, but it might work. Maybe it'll work. Old man chaos. Alright, I'll let you get away with that one. That's pretty funny. Yeah, you should bring your friend online so that he or she, so that he can see the art too. If you want to. Of course, this might be your special place to get away from everyone else. Slower you are and the more detail you get, and with some drawings it makes all the difference. I hope so. I hope this one, when I'm done, well, it looks at least as good as everything else, but I hope it looks kind of interesting when I'm done. I'll do my best to make it interesting. He's cooking. Not that smart. Come on, Pumpkin. Pumpkin may not be a medical student. Well, actually, it's not my place to say, but she told me what she is earlier today. So when she says she's not that smart, I have to laugh because she's studying a science. So you got to be smart to do that. You made him make the food. Well, you can't tease him then. You can't say make the food. And by the way, when you're making the food, I'm watching this really cool old guy draw. But isn't archaeology as much of a science as any other science? Like you literally use scientific method, right, to do research and solve questions or solve problems. Like bona fide scientific method. Lost the football bet, so he's cooking. All right. Congratulations on your win, then. Very science-based, but is not considered as such. I didn't know that. Not always about how smart you are. It's a mixture of memorization, good instincts, practice, and knowledge. Yeah. And study. Well, look at that. Anouk and Pumpkin, you have a lot to talk about now. You're going to have a lot in common. At least, you know, related, right? Yeah. See, that's the other thing I like about Twitch is that people can build relationships just from chatting. Like they'll watch the artist or they'll watch the gamer, and they'll find out that they have things in common, and they start chatting and friendships form. I think that's pretty cool. Ooh, that looks kind of neat. See, I like little stuff. For some reason, that looks really cool to me. Zero, to answer your question, what did I study in school or college? After I graduated high school, I did 2 years of San Diego State, but it was all general education. My major was computer science. Hated it. I wanted to program games, and I was too immature to realize that what they were teaching me was going to be important. So it wasn't fun, so I quit, much to my dismay. Then I switched to an art major, so I was doing typical still life drawings and art stuff. But then I stopped going to my 2-year college, found my soon-to-be wife, and went to graphic design college instead. And so that's where I got most of my training, was graphic design college called Platt College. So it was a 2-year trade school. So I finished off my 4-year education there, and was a graphic designer for a long time. Web designer for the past 6 years. And now as you know, I'm trying to do the transition to be just an artist going forward. Egypt is a fun place for that. I like Zahi Hawass. Now Zahi Hawass is kind of hit and miss, right? Some people love him, some people don't. And I'm not judging him. I have no freaking clue, but I just think I've seen his name come up a few times. Pumpkin's going to Italy. Of course you are. Game development and design is part of your future graduate program. After I get my associate's and bachelor's degree, you know, I think game development and design is a freaking amazing field. And it's not going anywhere. There's always going to be game development need to be made. And the thing about game design stuff is, you know, there's 3D art that's involved, there's programming that's involved, there's cinematics. I mean, there's so much cool stuff in games right now. So much money going into it. I applied to a couple game places hoping to get in as a designer and stuff, but they weren't too interested in me. But it would be great to be into a game company somehow. I take it back. I was at a game company for a while. I always forget about this. So Midway Games, they had a division in San Diego that was doing the home-based games, like Nintendo 64 back then. So I was doing graphic design stuff for them at the time. It was great. It was a fun job. A lot of work, hard work, but it was great. But it wasn't true game development. I just was working at a game company. Yeah, proved a fraud? I didn't know it was that severe. I just thought that, I think what someone was saying is that he was trying to glorify Egyptian history instead of, you know, getting some of the truth out. Not quite sure. Or maybe he was manipulating stuff to be in his best interest or something. I'm not sure. So I don't want to say too much. You guys would know more than I would. Yeah, Zero. I think you're going down a path of a lot of fun and creativity. So I look forward to knowing you for years to come, and you tell me how things are going. You're doing like all the cool stuff, or not all the cool stuff, but a lot of cool stuff: photography and graphic design and game design stuff. So yeah, you've got a cool path going. A book called The Atlas of World Archaeology. Being Imhotep, I can clearly attest that he could not understate Egypt's achievements. I wish I could read. Yeah, I think Egypt falls into that category for me anyway. Pumpkin and I were talking earlier tonight about the ancient civilizations and how human history probably goes back further than what we have proof of today. And I think Egypt is another one of those places where I think its history goes back a lot further than we think it does. Even though we think it's one of the oldest, civilizations, or home of one of the oldest civilizations, I just think there's a lot more going on there. Let's see, Zero. Thank you very much. To be honest, I just wanted to carve my own path in life. Everyone else wanted me to just break into the comic book industry for some ridiculous reason, but I feel it's only one path. Yeah. Now I would say make sure you're going down the path that you're most passionate about. So if this is your passion, then you're going down the correct path, because I think I'm a strong believer, especially at my age, that we don't waste your life, don't waste your time doing stuff that isn't your main passion, if at all possible. Sometimes it's not possible, but if at all possible, do what you're passionate about. Figure out a goal, because you still need to make money, right? So you figure out your goal, figure out a hopeful plan of making a living doing what you're passionate about, but stick with it. An art mentor? I hope so. That would be cool as I get better. And if I'm not quite comfortable mentoring anyone yet, but someday maybe I will be. And yeah, I'd be happy if we were kibitzing on stuff and I give you some tips and stuff. That would be great. Sounds like fun. And it's definitely your passion. Okay. You think Atlantis is real? I don't yet, unfortunately. I'm still waiting for more proof. There's a guy on YouTube. I've watched his video. He might be called The Bright Side, or I might be getting him confused. But he's a fellow that served in the military, kind of clean-cut fellow, and he kind of said that there's this place in Africa, kind of has some ring structure to it, that he thinks might be Atlantis. Yeah, Tavashri. I mean, what are you doing working? You should be at home, slacking off and chatting more with us. That's what you get for being responsible, man. I'm going to look this up. You guys might like it. All right, Zero. Glad you're laughing, man. All right. Let's see here. K. Oren is now following me. Thank you, K. Oren. Welcome aboard. Bright Insight. That's what I'm checking right now. It is Bright Insight. Yes. So that's the one. So he's got a YouTube thing. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's more than one person. Let me make sure. I think that's him. It's the Lost City of Atlantis, Hidden in Plain Sight, Advanced Ancient Human Civilization. But let me click on it just to make sure it's the same dude.
Look, everybody want to go and talk this at the same time.
Not only did the Lost City of Atlantis actually exist, but its true location has been hiding in plain sight for thousands of years.
All right, so copy. I'm actually going to put the link in Twitch in case anyone wants to follow it. So I'd listen to this guy. He actually, I don't know why he thinks he's right, to be honest, because he's not like a real researcher. I think he found the information online. He's just regurgitating it, but it was very interesting. So I would watch that guy's link, and he brings up some points that are realistic. And because they're realistic, they might be there might be a little bit more truth to it. Who knows? Yeah, Tavashri, I know. Be a responsible person. At least you're here lurking. At least they let you lurk. So that's actually good, right? I color every drawing. So yes, I will color this one too. Yeah, this thing, when I first started off with this drawing, I thought, you know what, it's only a violet fungi. I'm gonna make this is gonna be a quick drawing. But now that I'm into it and having a good time, this might be one of the longest drawings I take. It's going to take me a while. Drawing something with a similar meaning to the city of Ember. To the city of Ember. What series is that with? Emotep, I was working with, well, I wasn't working with them, but that Shock Hunter's drawing that's been put off, I don't know how long it'll be put off. He says he'll be back soon. So it's on hold. Or have fun changing into your PJs. So actually that's one of the reasons why I'm drawing this one, because Shock changes mind. Shock Hunter changes mind. It's a book series and a movie. Now, it's not the I don't know. Who's it written by? Ember, the Ember series. Who's it written by? I mean, it sounds really familiar. I feel like I've read it. But I don't know the movie. leaning way over. I was almost off camera. Oh, Ember. I might be thinking the city of Amber. So I think I'm thinking about a different series. Yeah, I am thinking about a different series. Okay. So what about it reminds you of my drawings? Does it have fungi, or I'm going to look that up while you're answering. So it's called City of Ember. I'll just put the author's name in. Or if you guys ever talk about something and you want to just throw in a link or whatever, I'm all for it. So feel free to put in links anytime you want. Even that one guy that spammed a link earlier today, I don't care. It's fine so far. Books. Be a 5th book of Ember. No, the series is over. Okay, so there's only 4 books? Her website has a lot to be desired. Book of Ember. City of Ember complete box set. Oh, let me go to Wikipedia. Post-apocalyptic science fiction novel. Okay. So the book was adapted into a film in 2008? What was the name of the film? Film adaptation. With Bill Murray as the mayor. Cerise Ronan as Lena. This was like recent, right? No, 2008. Huh. I'm going to have to look it up. Now I'm curious. Now I have to come back to Twitch and see what you guys talked about. Hole in the ground, but something about the way you draw reminds me of it. Okay. Zero's back. There was something you wanted to ask? Well, you're in the right place. Ask away. I can give an opinion as an outside person. So fire away, Zero. I think my opinion will be the same thing that I've expressed before. So let's see if your question is different. Maybe something that's happened, huh? So yeah, what's up? So blatantly disrespects you, treats you like shit, and you try to talk to him about it, and the disrespect continues. Don't know how to cut him off. And he's an egomaniac. So what stops you from just walking away? Some people just need to be ignored. Is this the same person we talked about before? Because I think back then you hadn't talked to them. And now it looks like maybe you have. And I think, you know, when you talk to them, you're really giving them a chance to realize your situation or realize that they're hurting you. And if you've had that talk and they still don't, then they're probably not going to change. So you need to walk away. Friendships are like any other relationship. They need to add something to your life. And if they're not adding anything to your life, then you should ask yourself, you know, is it worth spending time with that friend? Especially if you've given them a chance. Yeah, no one wants to lose friends. So let's not be so severe as dropping him yet, but maybe you need to step away to see if he misses you, because then he might realize, hey, wow, you know, maybe Zero was serious and I need to think about it. Sometimes friends or relationships need to lose you temporarily to realize how much they enjoyed having you around. So I don't know if that's the right thing in this situation, but at some point you got to walk away. And again, maybe not maybe not permanently, but step away. I would probably back off a little bit until the friend approached me, and then maybe bring up the conversation again when they approached me. Because I would definitely, if it was a friend that I still wanted to keep, I would definitely let them know that, you know, the friendship's not jeopardized, but it's strained because they don't respect you. Because, you know, you should demand respect. The problem is you shouldn't have to demand respect. It should be given. So there you go. That's the wise words from Old Man Chaos. So I'll go back and say, because I think it's important enough to repeat myself, relationships, no matter what the relationship is, should add value to your life. So companionship, friendship, laughs, you know, bonding, something. Should add something. Yeah, no problem, Zero. I've told you before, I listen to everything. So yeah, don't be shy. Got any questions? And hopefully, you know, hopefully I sound like I know what I'm talking about. And if not, it's okay to just treat it with a grain of salt. I'm just one opinion. I realized I hadn't put this image on screen for a while. So there we go. There's a summary. There's where we're at. Hey, Zero, one of the things that I do in life, and I think it's helped me many times, and not that it's going to figure anything out magically for you, but I focus less on what a person's actions are and try to figure out the why of the action. So your friend is a jerk. Okay, that's what he is. But there's a reason for it. And if you can figure out what that reason is, it might even open the doors for you guys to have a conversation and kind of address it or something. Because a lot of times people just act like a jerk and they don't even know why. But there's always a why reason. And the why is much more important to figure out than the what. So maybe you can figure out why your friend is a jerk. Maybe your friend is desperate for some kind of attention or something. You know, it could be something like the friend's upbringing might have been pretty darn hard. Maybe he has a dad or a family member that was a jerk to him, so that's the only way he knows to treat other people. So, not to make up too many scenarios, but it kind of shows what I'm trying to say is that there's a why. There's almost always a why on why people are acting the way they are. So maybe he does need help. I mean, I think anyone who's a jerk all the time needs help anyway. There's something bugging them. And they don't know how to fix themselves, so they project anger to everyone else. And maybe they feel like their life is miserable, so they want to make someone else's life miserable too. Because they don't want to be the only miserable one. Well, if you told him that, and he listens to you, he might be a little bit angry at first, to be honest. He might be angry, but maybe he'll walk away thinking about what you tell him. And then maybe he'll come to terms on his own about it and maybe do something about it. Because I know a lot of people don't want to be changed. You're like, you're not going to change me. But they're still listening. They're actually still listening. And they'll digest it later on and then come to terms with it, and then it'll be up to them to do something about it or not. Ooh, the creepy song. I like this song. It's kind of scary. I think we're all always soul searching. It's an ongoing self-analysis. Oops. Why did that move? That should have been locked down. Let me lock down those two. Being around old man chaos. You should call me old man chaos now. Maybe. I don't know. Tonight it's funny. Maybe tomorrow night I'll be like, no, don't call me old man chaos. But tonight it's pretty funny. I like it. Don't be sorry, Zero. It was funny. I'm telling you, it was funny. I like it. No need to be sorry. It was funny when you said it. It gave me a good laugh. I can certainly laugh at myself. I have fun laughing at myself. It's all good. Are you older than I am, Tavastri? I don't think so, right? Maybe you are. I'll tell you guys, I feel older. I don't feel older, but I realize that I must be older because there's this gal that I was driving at the was it today or yesterday? Yesterday. And she was telling me about her job and car she owns and all this kind of stuff, and you know, just stuff about her life. And I'm like, man, oh, and a kid. She had a kid, 6 years old, whatever. And I'm like, geez, I must be old because you look young. But she's, you know, middle-aged woman. I'm like, I'm getting so old, everyone looks young to me now. How's it going to be when I'm 80? You're a young whippersnapper, Tavastri. I'll be honest, I didn't realize my age until after 50 in really these last couple of years. You know, in my heart, I'm not old at all, so don't get me wrong. But you know, I can't be 30 forever. I don't know, Zero. I don't know if you're the youngest one here. 18, 19, 21. I don't think you are. And just so you guys know, I'm perfectly comfortable being the oldest one here. That's why you can call me Old Man Chaos. You know, I'm saying it so much it'll probably stick. I'd be okay with that. Kickboxing? Yeah. I love kickboxing or any martial arts. That was one of my other passions in life, martial arts for a while, for about 6 years. I miss that stuff too. congrats. I'm glad that it found its way back to your hands. Where was it hiding? Good game. What are you good gaming about? You initially threw it away because you decided, oh, you threw it away because you decided you didn't want to draw anymore, and my friend decided to get it out of the garbage can, clean it off, and slip it back into your bag. You know, who was that friend? Because that's a good friend. So is this someone different, or is this one of the people that you're having issues with right now? So that sounds like a good person. Maybe that's the person you need in your life more. All right, see? I'm glad to hear you've got a close friend like that, someone who actually's got your best interest in mind. Fantastic. Fantastic. That makes me feel really good. I like your friend. Is this the same friend that lost the bet and was making food earlier? Or a different one altogether? Yep. All right. Yep, sounds like a good guy. All right, man. See you back soon. It is 12:41, so I'm on West Coast. What about you, Anouk? I don't remember where you're at. No, you're East Coast. Yeah, I'm lucky that you guys stay up later than I do. It's too bad that I'll stream at 3 o'clock, but I never watch someone else's stream at 3 o'clock. I get too tired. There was one artist, a singer, I would watch her stream till 3 in the very, very, very beginning before I was actually streaming myself. Sounds like it is messed up. But you know, it's not really messed up if you're doing all the things you need to do in life. It's not really messed up. I wonder how far along Pumpkin is on her homework. I wonder if she's prepared for tomorrow's class. Your parents hate it because you don't see them for days at a time, but you do get stuff done. Yeah, being a parent myself, I think we just want to make sure that our kids are doing good. So, they just miss you. Wow, I'm really going slow in this drawing. This is the slowest one I've ever had. But it's a lot of fun. I like it. I never would have known I'd enjoy drawing fungi so much. chat's fault? Nah. Like I said, I've been in such a let's draw super slow mode anyway that I probably would have been this slow even without it. But yeah, I'll blame you. Oh, I'm enjoying the drawing. I'm enjoying the chat. So I feel lucky that, you know, got plenty to keep me interested tonight. You'll notice that I'm not increasing my speed even after acknowledging I'm going so slow. This is just a drawing. I want to add a lot of little detail, little stuff. Let's see what it looks like when it's all done. I will say I'm surprised I didn't get any raids tonight. Usually when I stay this, well, it's still kind of early. It's actually kind of early. When I'm streaming till about 2 a.m., 1:30, I tend to get some late night raids. Well, maybe. I hope it's attention to detail. I'm still not at the point where, like, artists that I admire, where there's like every little tick mark and every line stroke they make, I think is just like magical. So it would be nice to be at that point, but not yet. Man, time is flying. Another autosave. I think my autosaves are set up for every hour. So that's like 3 hours streaming already. I wish we didn't need sleep. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, we did. If I didn't have to sleep, I'd be drawing every night. Absolutely be drawing every night. Yep, if I didn't have to sleep, I would be doing art full time every single night at night. That's kind of a creepy mushroom. This one's like the strawberry mushroom. Zero's back with his 2 cents, with his wisdom. Thank you for the bit, Zero. Well, you gave me your 2 cents worth, so you have some wisdom. Devastri, game programming. Yeah, you know what? I might, if I didn't need sleep, I probably maybe would learn some programming languages too. Maybe. I don't know. Every time I think I want to program and I get started and I start doing it, I realize I want to draw more. So yeah, I think I have to stick to my original answer. I would definitely draw all the time. Here. I think I did some mushrooms in silhouette form, but I'm not going to do that yet. thank you, Zero. Yeah, we haven't seen it for a while. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. I think it's going to look pretty neat when I get all the colors, because I can have, you know, quite a few colors with the different mushrooms and stuff. So yeah. Keep on keeping on. Yeah, I think I'm getting used to my style. At first, I thought my drawings were, even though the colors are muted, I felt like the colors were too, or they were brighter than what I envisioned. But I'm getting kind of used to it. And so now with this drawing, with the colors that I have, I think the colors will complement it a lot. So yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be okay. Good night, Zero. As always, I'm glad you were here tonight. I'm glad we got to chat. And I hope I see you next time. I think I'll try to be on for a bit tomorrow night. It may be a short stream, so you have to just keep an eye out for me. I'll put a little message in Discord and let you guys know later on during the day when it gets closer. So good night, Zero. Good night. You know, I just got an idea. Maybe I do a little. Can I do a fuzzy mushroom? Why not? How's life? Honestly, I've been pretty content this past week. At least for a short amount of time, the pressure of paying the bills has sort of been taken care of. But we'll see if that trend continues. And because of that, everything else feels a little bit better. I went ice skating this week with my wife. We try to do that whenever we can. So we had some fun doing that. It's always fun ice skating with her. Wednesday mornings we've been doing that. We used to do it every Friday morning. Before that we used to do it every Friday and 2 or 3 times a week. But for different reasons we had to kind of back off a little bit. But lately it's been picking up again. So that's always fun. So I can't complain about life right now. Can always be better. How's your life doing? Yeah, somewhere along the line I decided I was going to try to add a lot of detail. Some of my past drawings, while I've been perfectly happy with them, I felt like they were lacking in detail. So this one, I just decided I'm going to kind of keep adding a lot of little stuff while I can. Well, while I can forever. But yeah, that was the goal. Add more detail, see if it looks better or just different. Plus, I have to admit, it's kind of fun drawing different shape of mushrooms. When you can draw it just any old way you want, and it actually looks pretty good, because this little environment is unrealistic anyway. So it's kind of liberating, you know, just see what comes out of your head. This one's my little sunflower umbrella. I like the umbrella so much, I'm going to do another one. It's just a fungus. So in D&D terms, the fungus can attack with a rotting attack. So that's basically the gist of this little story, is that this was an adventurer down here, the skeleton, although he should have some clothes, maybe. But he got too close and the tentacles sort of reached out and affected him with the rotting touch, so he died. Actually, that makes me realize something I completely forgot. So there actually should be tentacles, like not from the roots, but it has like up to 4 attacks from tentacles up here. I don't know at this point, maybe I won't add him. There's no reason to add him because he's not attacking. Yep. Okay, that's enough of that. Dialed fire? Like wildfire? Dialed fire? How am I doing? I'm doing okay. And what are those spore things? Well, there was a one of my followers, Bodhi, he contributed to my stream. So anyone who contributes to a stream can pick one of the creatures from a list of D&D creatures that I have on my website. Whoops. So at that link, I have a big list of creatures that are D&D creatures. So Bodhi picked the violet fungus. Violent, purple, as in purple, violent. No, violet fungus. So I decided to draw the violet fungus, plus this is I think it's called a screecher. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, now you can. So this is a screecher, and the rest of them are just mushrooms. Just fun old mushrooms. Thanks for coming by, though. I'm glad you found us, or found me. Were you streaming yourself? A fungal spore? Yeah, it's definitely a big, what do I do? It's basically a big mushroom. Yeah, they go all the way back to the beginning, so I'm sure you've seen them. They're actually not, but they will respond to proximity. So if you get too close, it's sort of like a Venus flytrap. If you get too close, it'll snap shut. These things, if it gets too close, actually there's tentacles that are supposed to come out of here when they attack. Well, I don't know if it's right here. Other pictures that I've seen have the tentacles come out here. So it has up to 4 tentacles that it can attack you with. And they have rotting touch. So it actually can mess you up if you're lower level. Yeah, up to 4 attacks. You roll the 4-sided dice and up to 4 attacks hit you. I think the damage is 1d6 plus rot. So it actually can mess you up. Yeah, and you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it may not be damage plus rot. It's that the damage is a rotting damage. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So, as a DM, I might say it's kind of difficult to heal or something. Wildfire, do you stream yourself? Do you stream games or art? Or are you a lurker? Rust monsters. I never understood rust monsters. Of course, we didn't want them around because they'd screw up your armor or weapons. But I guess that's the only way they can do any, like I don't remember, do rust monsters do any damage? Or they can only do damage to your items? So they're kind of harmless and the worst possible monster ever, all at the same time. Oh, Steve Art, yeah, I watch his stream when I can. He streams a bit earlier during the day, so I don't get to catch him as much as I'd like to. Simple Scandinavian language university student. Well, like I said, glad you found me again. Your group's druid ended up having a rust monster when you were levels 8 to 10, but they both died. Well, maybe because our paladin got tired of that rust monster? I play, well, I used to play Dungeons and Dragons online, and when a rust monster shows up in that game, it always makes this hideous hissing sound. It's kind of scary. So I never realized a rust monster made noise, but then in that game, I'm like, oh man, that would scare the crap out of me if I was in a dungeon and that thing popped up. Your Hound Archon Paladin just died. Oh, what level did he get to? How high? So it sounds like your campaigns don't allow resurrection. Or maybe it's too expensive. Yeah, if you played lower levels, do you remember the Waterworks? Do you remember that quest? It was in the town, I know it's called Waterworks. So it's like the third or second part of Waterworks. There's a rust monster there. Level 18 and 3.5e, running the same group since my 10th birthday. Now I'm 25. The group consists now of a wizard, a necromancer wizard, a druid, master of many forms, a half draconic orc monk. Well, that's a interesting combination. And a Rokugani human samurai. Rokugani. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. Baba Yaga. Gonna look that one up. So this was a custom monster for your campaign, the Baba Yaga? I mean, I know it's Russian fairy tale stuff, but I don't see any stats on it. So it's custom monster. Yeah, I think you need permanent death once in a while just to not be complacent. Not that I'd want to kill off your character, but it's always good to have that fear that it could actually happen. Lightning javelin into her hut to get her attention. Ah, you got her attention. The module is a 3.5 conversion of the old AD&D and 2E Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut. Old module with her. Okay. Really interesting. Her house has separate demi-plane rooms built up like a 20-sided dice with multiple 3D layers to it. Hard to draw the maps, okay, but she's one big power player. 36 level magic user from AD&D. Wow. Okay. And you guys were level 18? That's what you get. Actually, she sounds really tough. I don't remember reading up on her. And I thought I read everything in 3.5. And advanced D&D especially. Huh. Okay. But nothing from 2E. So this goes all the way back to 2E. Wow. Yep. Never saw that module. Never played that module. Right, because you're a paladin, right? got turned instantly to a flower. Was that a polymorph spell? Rest of the group scrambled and survived. Baneful polymorph. Yeah, I don't think I ever fought a level 36 monster ever. Because even deities and demigods, the highest level they went up was 30. So she must have been pretty kick-ass. Demi deity? Yeah. Well, she must be at 36 level. So cool. Did the battle go on for at least a little bit of time so you had fun? Or she just, you missed your save and that was it? Yeah, that's cool. It does sound like it was fun. How'd you get unchanged from a mouse? Emotep, the last time I officially played D&D, we did a test game with the new crew that I'm going to play with on the 22nd, tomorrow in fact. We did a test game, so that was just a little while ago. Before that, I played the Dungeons and Dragons Online. You know, last year was probably the last time I touched the game. And then I've played that game off and on for years, but the last time I actually played a campaign with my buddies was decades ago. An ogre who's under a spell and thinks she's a human princess captured by Baba Yaga offered us a magical flask that turned us back. In exchange for a kiss, to relieve the curse. It didn't work. It's no curse at all. Cool. What is a D&D campaign like with your buddies? Is it like a Friday night thing with pizza, watch a movie, takes all night, etc.? I remember those days. Papa John's and Blockbuster. Super close. We wouldn't watch the TV though. We were just playing and usually pizza and drinking, just having a lot of laughs. But yep, those all-night campaigns were a lot of fun. What did I play predominantly? I gravitate towards paladins a lot because I kind of feel like I have a lawful good spirit, so I would always gravitate to those. Plus, I like that they were pretty versatile, you know, a little bit more interesting to me than the fighters. I didn't really play them as religious holy warriors, but more along the lines of, you know, they just always do the right thing. Defend the weak. Slay all evil. Stuff like that. I liked monks a lot. Even though the monk class to me is such a confusing class for Dungeons and Dragons, but you know, I love the class regardless, so I would do monks. Trying to think if there's anything. I know my main was a wizard. My main character was a wizard. So I had quite a few characters, but those are the three that come to mind. The wizard, I would say the Wizard and the Paladin were the two that I played the longest. The Monk, not quite so much. The campaign that I'm doing tomorrow is, I've got a gnome. Actually, I'll show you a picture. I drew a picture of him. It's deep gnome, not just a gnome, a deep gnome. Boom, boom. So this guy, deep gnome, rogue, arcane trickster. So this is the guy I'm going to play. The other guys in our party, there's going to be a dwarf fighter, human bard, and I think it's a genocide, one of those half Efreet, half other race Earth ones. Yeah, the Smurfs. Yeah, so he's basically my Smurf. But I know I've made a rogue before, but I've never ever played a rogue to any level worth it. So I can't say that I've ever really played a rogue. And so this time it was kind of interesting that I'll play the rogue this time. And he's a smaller character, so I can't just brawl like I normally would want to. So it's completely different. So it'll be a brand new type of gameplay for me. So it'll be fun. It'll be cool. Yep. All right, Tavastri. Yeah, I'm getting ready to leave, so I'll be gone before you get back. But have a great rest of your day. Thanks for lurking as always. Although you did participate some, though, didn't you? Okay, I'm going to call it there for the night. Save it one more time. Thank you very much, Doubtfire. I will hopefully be finishing this up tomorrow night and starting the inking. So if you're around, you know, check it out, see if I'm here. I'm not real consistent. Sometimes it'll take me 2 nights to get back, but give it a try. Give it a shot. I'll try to be here tomorrow night. We can talk about more D&D. So Emotep, I'm going to take off. And fist bump. Okay. See you next time. And N3TD3V. I believe you're the lurker. So thanks for lurking. I'll see you next time. Or it could be Virgo Pros. Who's Virgo Pros? That one's new. I haven't seen you before. Oh, cool. Emotep, if you're there and you can hear me, I'm taking off now. I'm going to write you a note too, because I don't want to just disappear on you. Wait, I can do that. Hi. Bodhi's lurking. Huh. I think I just learned something.